kind of premiering, at least promoting what's going on the Monday show. And of course, Two Ball Guys on the Right. Please subscribe on the YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it. We also have a Facebook page and a Twitter page. So please do so. It is a Sunday. I just got back from shopping. So I went to the store with no mask on and my shirt, Black Lives Matters, White Lives Matters, All Lives Matters. Nobody says anything. I'm just kind of like doing my thing. So, I mean, that's why I'm there anyway. I'm just there to get groceries and get
and
home.
and to have a racially insensitive shirt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, all lives do matter. You know what's crazy?
Well,
Last night I was
when you
watching.
say that though, you're triggering the folks
Oh,
on the left
I'm triggering.
because you're
Wow,
not
I'm
because
triggering.
you're not including you're not singling out just one group. You're
Oh,
including everybody, and
oh,
that's
I'm
not
sorry.
okay. You're
I'm
supposed
sorry.
to
Last
single
night
out.
I was watching college football, and I thought maybe I could get away from all this stuff by watching college football. But oh no, no, no. The announcers get into this big old dialogue about racial equality, and I'm looking at the game. I'm going, well, I wish there was some
Hmm.
racial equality in college football because I'm counting like 95% black folks on the dang field right now. Why can't we have some Asians?
Good
Why
question.
why can't we have a couple more white boys? That's all I want to know.
What about some Hispanic boys?
Hispanic, we need some Mexicans on the dang
Oh,
field.
but you know what? We know what we did though. We just excluded the women. So
Oh no,
now we're
now
in
we have to
trouble.
have women on the field and transgenders.
Transgenders, don't forget about that.
Yeah, transgenders. So I was watching it, and it just got to the point where I went, I was trying to get away from this by watching football. Can't you allow me just to watch football?
Even your favorite TV shows anymore, they're so inundated with all these little hidden political
Oh,
messages.
I can't even go to my iPad and play Madden anymore because
No.
there's Black Lives Matters messages. So coming up tomorrow on the podcast, we'll be talking about the shooting of police officers in Los Angeles, and what happened after that was pretty amazing. It really was because a group of Black Lives Matters went and tried to take over the hospital. So we'll dive into all of that because it's amazing to me that you can go and try taking over the hospital. And some of the things they said was kind of racist. I'm just saying, when you talk about killing people and they're celebrating the death, hoping that these two police officers die, I'm just kind of going, well, I don't know if that's real sensitive. And when you start saying kill white people, I just don't know if that's not racist either.
You don't know? I know pretty well. It's pretty damn racist.
Well, yeah, so we'll be talking about all of that stuff tomorrow, and a new round of gas from the one and only Joe Biden. And we talked about it in the last episode. I think it's crazy that the president allowed, a reporter 18 hours of access to tell him all kind of stuff, and I think the whole thing was kind of nuts. But no, I do not have a Black Lives Matter T-shirt on.
Yeah,
It says
Frank
Black
just said
Lives
this.
Matters, White Lives Matters, All Lives Matters. Stop the division. That's what the T-shirt says.
Yep, yep.
So,
He said it at the beginning, but Frank just got us,
yeah,
just joined
somebody
us.
just jumped on. So yeah, just stop the division. I think that's so important. By the way, we do have a new Be in the Breakfast Club YouTube page where we'll be dumping every morning as we do the show. We'll be on that page.
It's a
And
featured page on the Two Ball Guys on the right. So if
right,
you're already a subscriber to Two Ball Guys on the
yeah,
right, look at our featured channels and you'll see it be in the Breakfast Club. We just barely posted like one video on there so far, but we're going to
yeah.
start broadcasting the morning show on a regular basis.
So I think it's going to be awesome. I was going through a lot of videos this weekend and I came across, I don't know if you remember this because this is last year. You know when's the last time Joe Biden's been to Pennsylvania before he went? April of 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's not leaving the basement a whole bunch, but I came across this video and remember when Joe Biden, and excuse my French, told this factory worker, this steel worker, that he was full of shit
Mm-hmm.
and said he was going to take his AR-14.
Yeah, considering there's no such thing as an AR-14,
An
but
AR-14.
far be it for the left to know what the hell which gun
We're
is which.
taking an AR-14 away from you. The guy's like, go ahead, because I ain't got him. I
No,
ain't got him. It's the same thing.
and
Joe Biden talks about,
those
yeah,
100-round clips.
yeah, he said that about fracking, and then all of a sudden he changes his tune. So the guy bounces around. There's one thing I love about our president. After the shooting of the two police officers in Los Angeles, he tweets that these people are just animals and they need to be put in cages. And I went, yes, that's my president. You're damn right they need to be put in cages. Guy goes up and assassinates two police officers. They're not dead yet, as far as I know. Damn right they need to be put in cages. Better yet, they need to be put down. They need to be put down. I'm talking about down. I
Tell
know
us
that
what you
didn't
really
look
think.
good.
Tell us what you really think, B.
I'm just saying they need to be put down. I mean, if you're going to, and by the way, as they celebrated this, they said, this will not be the last. It's only the beginning. So they're talking about they're going to kill our cops. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Why
Uh,
is that okay? Why is that okay? And yet, like dragging a Black Lives Matter flag underneath your pickup truck is hate speech. Is a
I don't
hate
know.
crime.
Yeah, and what else is crazy is that if I say something like that, I'm coming down on some charges, domestic terrorism,
Right away.
terroristic threat, no doubt. It's time for the double standards to stop. And I think that's why a lot of Americans are getting pissed off. And all you're doing is fueling the fire that more people are going to get out of and vote, because I don't even think a lot of African Americans believe in this crap. I'm just
No,
saying they don't.
not the ones
They
I
don't.
know. Not the
They
ones I
don't. They
know.
don't believe in this crap. I wore this shirt all day. I went to two different stores. I talked to African Americans. They didn't tell me anything because at the end of the day, all lives do matter. Stop the division is very important. Just stop the division.
It's a
Let's
simple
all.
message.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the first
we
thing
we
at the top of the shirt, it says Black Lives Matter because they do. But the organization is, like we've said a million times on this show and others, it's not about Black Lives Matter. And if it
no.
was, we would be
Mm-mm.
talking about all of the dead kids, all of the black on black violence, anything else. It's
Yep.
talking about the very minuscule amount of white cops that shoot black people, which is a tragedy when it happens. But there again, how many of those situations were black people who were resisting arrest or were doing something they shouldn't have been doing to begin with, and were in a situation that they could have avoided altogether?
Yep.
There were three
Yep.
black people in the vehicle with George Floyd, two others besides himself, and neither one of them got put on the ground because neither one of them were resisting arrest or doing anything wrong.
Well, as NFL's on today. I'm not watching. I'm not watching. And the crazy thing is that the NFL, especially the New Orleans Saints, and you know what? I grew up a New Orleans Saints fan, and so they're celebrating, you know, the criminal, the rapist, the alleged rapist, taped onto their hat, onto their helmet. And what about the girl that he allegedly raped? What about her feelings? Isn't that important too?
When are we going to put the black officers or any officers that
Well,
have been killed? When are we going to put them?
here's a great idea. Thursday night, first game of the year. Instead of singing the Black National Anthem, which is completely BS to begin with, because there isn't a Black National Anthem. We have one national anthem, the Black American flag. There is no Black American flag. There's one flag, one. It's called the American flag. It embraces people of every color. It does. So the black American flag makes absolutely no freaking sense. But as they're embracing this, all they're doing is telling us that we don't matter. That we don't matter. And that's sad in itself. It really is. Because everybody should matter. And you know what? If you're a criminal and you break the law, should you be treated like everybody else? Yes, you should. You know, look at the toxology report that came out on George Floyd. Look at the drugs that was in his system. Could he have been acting a fool because maybe he was
super high on fentanyl? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. It could have been. So we just want to do a short show today. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll say it again. That's the only way me or Will are going to be able to retire. We're hoping to hit the home run. And
it's going to take a little while.
Yeah, and encourage that your friends go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and please do. Can you see those comments? Because I'm blind. I can't. I would have to.
Yeah, I can. I put them up on the screen, and I read them too. Larry said that here, I'll put it up again. He said that then we would see Black Lives Matter doing things to help Black lives after these hurricanes.
No.
Amen to that. And Monty Cole says, where's the man on the street? He's Team Tom A.
Oh, Tom A. He was here earlier. I had to send him home. He scared the hell out of me when I came in the building. His hair was sticking up. It was unbelievable.
Manuel says, yes,
he
sir.
looked like a homeless guy.
Oh, yeah. And he went
to the store like that. Walmart.
He went to the store like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well said, B. It's one nation under God, someone said.
Yeah, one nation under God. We don't need, think about this. What if Hispanics do the same thing and decide we need an Hispanic American, a Hispanic American national anthem?
Well, how many? I mean, we're the melting pot. How many different national anthems will we wind up having?
It takes and for the NFL and anybody else that adheres to this to embrace such craziness, shame on you.
What the whole point of the nation is that we're together as one.
Right.
And that's what the national anthem is all about. It's we're one nation. So let's all act like one nation instead of trying to divide us, which is unfortunately what the left is all about right now. So we've got this video that we were talking about a little bit whenever Joe, but we actually have the video from this situation, B.
Well, let's go to that, and then we'll say a quick goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Monday edition. Here we go.
Here we go.
And the union worker that Joe Biden tried to intimidate.
Bullshit. Your AR-14s and what?
Joe Biden wants to take my AR-14. Let's just not tell him what it really is.
AR-14.
I got this the day after I talked to Joe. I'm sure that's not the result he was going for. My name is Jerry Wayne, and all I wanted to do is ask a presidential candidate a question. I didn't intend to start a fight. All I did was ask Joe how he was going to win over the union vote when he's planning on coming after our guns with Beto O'Rourke.
Hell yes, we're gonna take your AR-15, your AK-47.
I watched a video where he wanted to make assault weapons, or America's most popular rifle, illegal. So I asked him about it. Instead of answering me honestly, he acted like he never said it at all.
You are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of shit.
So when you were with Beto, when you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
Video.
And you say I'm full of shit? Really, Joe? All I did was ask you about your own comments.
So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period.
At one point, he asked me if I wanted to go outside.
There's a lot of guys.
Why, Joe? To smell all the freedom? And then I ended up telling him, you work for me. And then he went and told me no.
Guys want it. I'm not worried.
Politicians that have been in office for as long as Joe Biden need to be reminded that they work for us. We do not work for them. Americans should be able to ask candidates seeking the highest office what's going to happen to their rights. If they vote them into office, Joe Biden can call me all the names he wants. But it doesn't change the fact that he's on video promising to have Beto O'Rourke lead the effort on gun confiscation.
You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one who leads this effort. I'm counting on you.
I think Biden made a huge miscalculation when he threatened to strip us Americans of our gun rights. The Second Amendment was put in place to protect us from a tyrannical government. I have a message for the gun-grabbing politicians. Your belligerent behavior has no place in government. And you will never, I mean never, touch our guns. Why is it that the people who want to take away our guns know absolutely nothing about them?
Guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that in the machine guns?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Take your AR-14s and what?
Not a veteran here who would take an AR-16 with a long clip to go out and shoot a deer.
A magazine with 100 clips in it. 100 bullets in it.
They can take away our AR-14s, our AR-16s, and all of our 100-round magazine clips. Because they don't exist. I am sick and tired of having to defend the fact that we need guns to defend our homes and hunt wildlife. I don't need an excuse to have 100 rounds. I've got the Constitution of the United States. My goal is to actually bring this country together, not further divide us. Many brave men, like my grandfather, who's a 96-year-old World War II veteran, fought so we could have these rights, not so politicians could stomp all over them. For every gun-grabbing politician out there, I've got 4 words for you. Don't tread on us. I'm calling on all patriots to stand up to career politicians who have forgotten who they work for and whose rights they swore to protect. We are in a different era now. Challenging this opposition is not the way to win this battle, but rather opening our arms to the misinformed. We will win this battle not by belittlement, but by education. My name is Jerry Wayne, and I'm a proud member of the National Rifle Association.
Now, if that doesn't fire you up, you know, the whole thing about Joe Biden telling somebody that they're full of shit. Oh, my goodness. That's kind of crazy.
And that he doesn't work for them? And that, you know, that their AR-14 ought to be illegal? I mean, this the whole thing.
The whole thing is just crazy. But you know what's more crazy is that he thinks he's right.
Yeah, he does.
Joe thinks he is right. And he is so far off. Oh, my God. I mean, please, dear Lord. And you know what? I hate to say it. I am so scared. You know, coronavirus, I'm more scared that Joe Biden's going to get elected president. Seriously. I'm really worried about the guy. I mean, he's definitely got the tell-all signs of dementia. He does. And and I didn't know the guy has had, what he had, 2 brain aneurysms. Is that correct? Aneurysms? I know he had.
I believe you're right. He's had operations twice, and this is back years ago. Yeah, this is years and years ago. Right. He's had 2 two major brain surgeries.
Right. And I'm just like, and can he pass the physical to become president? And they're wondering about Trump. Now, I'll say it again. I backed the president 100%. I think it was stupid for him to give Bob Woodward all this access. But you know why? You know why he did it? Because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
But as scary as Joe Biden is, just think, if he's not fit and he doesn't last, which we all know he won't if he got elected, that means that Kamala Harris is going to be our president. And that's even more believe me, Joe is terrifying enough. But to think that Kamala Harris, who's even more radical than Joe, could be the president
that's crazy.
It is.
We're in for a terrible, terrible time coming up with these, with the whole idea of mail-in ballots. And I got one, I wish I had brought it in with me. I got one on Saturday that, and here's the other thing. Facebook sending me messages about voting. I'm like, who gives a hell? Don't worry about me, Mark Zuckerberg. If I want to vote, I'm going to vote.
I got a text message asking how many ballots do I need? What?
1.
Oh,
I'm kind of new to
for my household, you know.
do we mail them all in at the same time, or do we kind of separate them out? And by the way, if you're not registered to vote, you
Please.
have, I think, until October 3rd to get registered. I'm encouraging you to please. I mean, even if don't do it for you, do it for your kids, do it for your grandkids. By God, do it for somebody. You know, maybe you've never voted in your entire life, but you love the liberties that this country has. Please get out there and vote. Turn the tail. And here's the deal. I think as soon as the president is reelected, I think there's going to be violence in the streets.
Sadly, so.
I am, and I hate to be that guy, but I'm stocking up on ammo because I think there's going to be violence in the streets. And I think there are going to be people that are going to die.
There may be violence in the street, but it's not. I mean, I don't think it's going to come to this part of the country because
not to us.
There's not. These people are. A lot of the people on the left are, number one, are cowards. Number two, they're not going to go against people who actually have guns, and so it's going to be a losing battle. There's going to be a few that might, and those radical ones on the left are going to find out just how our military and these veterans that are the majority of make up the right are going to take them out quick. So,
you know, yesterday in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, they had a Blue Lives Matters rally. Well, guess who shows up? I mean, look, we left you alone. You had your Black Lives Matters rally and you could do whatever the hell you want. But then all of a sudden you got a Blue Lives Matters rally and Black Lives Matters has to show up. And what really gets me, Black Lives Matters is made up of a lot of white folks. I'm just pointing it out. It's just obvious.
A scary amount of white folks. And there again, a lot of white people with quote unquote white guilt and who are woke, who believe that they know better now and that and I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. And to say that anybody who is born today has to deal with any kind of systemic racism or systemic discrimination of any kind is obscene. There are laws that strictly prohibit it. Now, is there racism? Yes. Are there people that are still racist? And honestly, this stuff that they're doing now is breeding more racism than there was before it started.
And the other thing is that, you know, when I hear on video people saying they're going to kill white people, it kind of makes me believe that maybe you're the racist.
There again, I'll say maybe. No, flat out. If you're going to say you're going to kill someone else based on the color or their political beliefs, then we need a new word for that, other than maybe radical or terrorist. But if you're going to kill someone based on what they believe, because what about the twins? What about Larry Elder? What about Candace Owens? What about Peggy Hubbard? I could go on out. What about Kate Stinson? I mean, we just start naming them off.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but the world is going to hell in a handbasket. I was looking for something I posted up this morning, and it was kind of like, number one, Joe Biden isn't going to win the presidency, just like Hillary didn't win. Bubba Wallace is not a victim. Black Lives Matters, along with everyone else. We all matter. All cops definitely not bad. Trump is the president and has done a great job before this whole coronavirus deal. Rioters and looters have nothing to do with George Floyd. Absolutely zero to do. Police lives matters. Los Angeles, the two cops that got their heads blown out today, their lives matters.
Sure they do.
They're somebody's dad. They're somebody's uncle. They're somebody's brother. Kids' lives matter. They do. Colin Kaepernick is not a hero. He was a marginal quarterback at best in the NFL. Elizabeth Warren is not a Native American.
No.
CNN is not news. Facebook only censor conservatives. Coronavirus is real, but it's not as bad as they want to make it out to be. Epstein did not kill himself. There is no white privilege. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning at 3:30 a.m. to get my butt up and come to work. There are no living slaves still in America today.
Not from the traditional sense, but human
No.
trafficking is still a thing.
Yeah. Life is what you make of it. If you get out there and your goal is just to loot and riot and wreak havoc on everybody else, that's what's going to come back to you. Nobody owes you a damn penny. Nobody owes you anything. Great thing about America, the only thing that we owe is the opportunity. Get a damn job and watch your life start changing. If you don't like my opinion, that's fine. You have an opinion. I'm not asking you to like it.
We can
Just
agree
like
to.
if you don't like this damn shirt, I'm not asking you to wear it.
We can agree to disagree, people. And guess what? The second we stop having conversations, the second we stop talking about the things that we disagree about, too many people want to, and I'm sorry, but this is going to apply directly to a lot of the people on the right. Too many people want to bury their head in the sand. Too many people want to, I want to avoid the confrontation. That is why we're in the position we're in. Yeah. Because whenever you're given that opportunity at a social gathering, at a function, rather than ripple the waves, because these other folks, they're rippling them all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why their voice is the one that's getting heard. That's why their voice is the loudest, is because they keep on doing it and they spout it and they've indoctrinated our children and they're taking them to the college and they're doing it over and over and over in school, in college. I don't know how many of you have been watching your kids as they've been home doing some of this homeschooling and hearing what some of the teachers are teaching them, even on the local level. Some of it is fairly scary.
I heard that there were Black Lives Matters and rainbow flags inside Albuquerque schools, inside where the teachers were teaching. And I'm like, that ain't right. As far as distributing the wealth, my money is my money. And you know what? Even people that are are very wealthy, that's theirs. And defund the police. When you defund the police, you know what you get? Kyle Rittenhouse. That's what you get. You come after somebody, they're going to shoot you. That's it. So somebody asking about the shirt. Again, it says Black Lives Matters. All lives matters. White lives matters. Stop the separation. That's the shirt. So, and you know what? I never fear going somewhere with my Trump shirt on, or with this shirt on, or with my New Mexico Governor Sucks t-shirt, because it's mine. If you don't like it, don't wear it.
It's called freedom of speech, people. It's what one of the protected amendments, one of the protected rights we have in this country.
Yeah. So God bless America. We got a lot of work to do, because we have created a lot of kids that they're the ones in the streets. They're the ones in the streets. When we started giving everybody a trophy, all of a sudden they thought life was going to be easy. I could say, number one, for myself, I told my kids, life is like a poo sandwich. You get up every day and you got to take a little bite. It's not always nice. I'm sorry if that's just.
No, it's just funny. The poo sandwich story. I love it. So just
it's like a poo sandwich.
Can I have some ketchup or something, please?
No ketchup. You just got to eat it straight up. No mustard either. I mean, God bless. I mean, there is nothing easy about this world. You get up and you get yours. And if you stay in bed and don't get it, don't blame me. Don't blame me. It's sad. Somebody said, love the shirt. I have a Trump shirt and wear it. And so, you know what? Somebody should be able to wear a shirt without being scared that somebody's going to clock them in the head or something. That's sad. That's sad. You know what? That's what our country is all about. I said it a couple of weeks ago. Where is the civility nowadays? You know what? Because I can go up to my Democratic friends and still talk to them. I can try to encourage them to move over because they're not happy what's going on with the Democratic Party. So I think we have to find some common ground. That's either through love of country, love of God, love of our kids, whatever the case is. We
have basic core values. I think even the people on I hate to say the far left, because I wonder sometimes if they actually share some of the values we have, but we have to find something. And a lot of people, just as we just celebrated 9/11 the other day and the tragedies that happened, and a lot of people were talking about all of the unity on September 12th, the day after 9/11 in 2001. And why can't, how far we have fallen from that unity to today. And I even saw people, even on the left, that were coming out and saying we were all Americans then, and then getting attacked because America is this evil country. Well, then get the heck out.
I see these people burning the American flag. I see these people burning the Bible and carrying, some other flag. And you know what? If that's where you're at today, you have no love in your heart. And you are a bunch of animals. And I don't care what color you are. If you act a fool, I'm going to treat you as a fool. And so quit acting a fool. Maybe that should be a campaign slogan. Quit acting a fool. I have no sympathy for anybody. I mean, the Antifa guy that caught on fire last week, setting the American flag on fire.
Did we laugh? Yes, you can go back and check out the video.
Yeah, right, I laughed. He was doing the pee dance. Like a little boy that needed a pee. But the point is, get out there and make a better life for yourself. Embrace it. Immigrants come to this country with nothing and work their butts off to do better. Now you're telling me they can do better? They get it, but you don't? And many of them are the same color as you? That makes absolutely zero sense. It's all about work ethic. It's all about how you're driven to succeed. I have nothing but love for immigrants because they come to this country with high expectations about doing better for their family.
Well, and when they do it, and there's so many that do it legally and bust their butts and make so much more of themselves and contribute to this country, that's fantastic. And some of them got tricked into coming illegally and are trying to work on getting here legally now. And I have nothing but sympathy for you and nothing but for support. And I think that as long as you're trying to do it the right way, you should have every ability to do that. But if you're continuously breaking the law and continuously coming here illegally, I'm sorry, you got to go.
I remember back in the 70s and the 80s when a lot of people were coming from Vietnam, and the Vietnamese, they would get a 2-bedroom trailer and have like 5 families living inside that trailer. And you know what their goal was? Until we can buy another trailer, until every family all had a trailer. And they did the same thing with shrimp boats. And they just worked their tail off.
We're going to work our butts off until everybody that we have with us can have the same thing.
I will say this much. The work ethic they had is gone after the 3rd generation. I'm just saying, they became Americanized. It's gone. But, they worked their tail off to get where they.
Well, because the left keeps incentivizing this bad behavior. They incentivize single parent families. They incentivize, having as many kids as you can out of wedlock. All of these things, and they incentivize not having to go to work because we're going to pay you a crap ton of money to stay home and do nothing. So as long as those things keep on being incentivized, we're never going to have a change.
I know a family that lives in a house a lot better than my house. Of course. I mean, I've talked about, me and the wife, because I'm close to retirement, decided that we were going to live in our 5th wheel and save money every month towards our retirement. So that's what we're doing. We decided we'd take the sacrifice. But they live in a $200,000 plus home and just bought a $90,000 pickup truck. And their kids are on Medicaid and food stamps. And if you ask, how is that? because the father's name is not listed, on the Medicaid and food stamps, and he is the breadwinner.
You're just basing it on the mother's income, and she's not making very
Right.
much.
And so we need to cut the loopholes for stuff like that and make it to where, yeah, and so they'll never get married.
No.
They'll never get married because the benefits will go away.
And they'll continue to scam the system. And as long as they can do that.
Sometimes I think about this and I go, well, there's a simple solution. All we have to do is when that baby's born on Medicaid, you say, I need to know who the daddy is. And that's when it gets real tough, though, because if they say, well, we don't know who the daddy is.
There's always going to be a way for people to get around the system or to take advantage of the system. But as long as we make every effort to avoid that or to make ways to double check that,
Right.
I mean, drug testing before you get, welfare and food stamps would be a fantastic thing.
Wow. Drug testing. Wow. Yeah. Here's another thing to do. See what kind of car they roll up in. I think that would be awesome too. But I mean, even housing, even some of the government housing, you go outside and they're driving a better car than I am. It's just not fair to the hardworking men and women that get there and get up every day and bust their hump until they just can't work anymore and drop and get $1,700 or less on Social Security. It's just not fair. It's sad.
Make no bones. I'm not saying that I want anybody to starve or that I want
No.
anybody to go without.
Nobody starves in this country.
But by the same standpoint, if they're not going to go to work and they're going to use their welfare money to buy more drugs, then
Right.
that's, and if they're not actually actively trying to get off unemployment and off of welfare, they're not using it as a stopgap measure. They're using it as a way of
Right.
life. Then
It's a way of life.
Then I have a serious
And people
problem.
know how to take advantage of the system.
Sure they do.
All right, tomorrow, big show. Be watching as some of the Black Lives Matters tried to bum rush the hospital, and also where they're celebrating the shooting of these two police officers. So we'll have that. Also, Joe Biden. Joe Biden talks about military deaths. So wait till you hear the true numbers. He kind of screwed it, and we'll have a whole bunch more coming up. So, I mean, this is the guy that's going to have the red phone direct connection to Russia or China. So get ready. That's the guy we need in the White House, no doubt.
Except he's going to last like a month, and then Kamala Harris is going to take over. And it'll be even
6,000
more.
people died. 7,000. Oh, what was it? Was it 6? Was it? 6,000. I added some zeros.
You're talking about the military. What about the 600,000 he's talking about? I mean, all of his numbers are off. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
The dude is lost. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so much. And God bless America. All we can hope for is that look, get a friend. Take them to go vote. Maybe a friend that's never voted before. That's the only way we're going to beat this. And by the way, if you have I get nothing from Blaze TV, but if you have the opportunity to watch Ride the Dragon on Blaze TV, I think it's $9 a month, $9.99 a month, and the story of Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, traveling with Joe Biden on Air Force Two to China and walking away with a $1.5 billion deal. That money came out right from the Central Bank of China. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to watch it. Also, breaking stories that we'll have tomorrow on the Breonna Taylor, the young lady that was killed by the police in Louisville. There's more on that story. The Tatum report just came out, and guess what? She had drug dealers living in the house with her. Could that be why she was killed? Because, yeah, maybe.
I mean, the whole thing is horrible, no question.
No doubt.
But there again, if you're not doing things that are questionable or that there's, and do tragedies happen? Yes. And should they never? Absolutely. But
yeah,
you put yourself in some of these situations sometimes.
My dad always told me, and I've always told my kids, don't hang around the bad element because you only have one name. And don't learn that name because it's going to be very hard to get it straight. So if you hang around with a bunch of thugs, chances are you might catch something. And in this case, it was a bullet. So sad story.
We're going to be on in the morning, Be in the Breakfast Club on our new YouTube page, Be in the Breakfast Club. You can like us on YouTube and subscribe to that one too. It's brand new. Just has a couple of followers so far, subscribers, but check that out. Be in the Breakfast Club on YouTube. We're going to be on in the morning broadcasting that. And then, of course, tomorrow night we'll be on Two Bald Guys on the Right. We appreciate all the subscriptions. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification so you know when we come on.
Get her done. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Sunday. God bless America. We're out. And, of course, we are Two Bald Guys on the Right.